Today I'm going to show you how to draw annotations for these lanyards. You may need to know all of our recommended videos that I posted on the description here. You can check here on the cards. And this video is only for people who want to know a little bit more. It's a little bit complicated at the end, and if you have any questions, of course, you can ask and I'll try to reply as soon as I can. So let's begin. Let's start by talking about the conclusion of my previous video I made. You can check over here. So there I talked about how square and circle are kind of different. They react kind of differently. So for example, in a square, if you start with a right hand position, you make a square, you'll end up with a left hand. If you have a left hand and you make a square, you'll end up with a right hand. But in circle, it's pretty different. When you have a right hand position, you make a circle, you'll end up with a right hand position. And if you had a left hand and you make a circle, you'll end up with a left hand. So please know these 4 lines because we're going to use them in order to create these 5 lanyards. So pause now the video and I'm going to continue within 5 seconds. So first example will be a square lanyard, consists only of square stitches. So let's see over here. Starting points can be either here or here. So for this video I just marked start here on a right hand position. And as you can see, when you make a right hand position and you make a square, you end up with a left hand position. And then when you make a square in a left hand position, that is here, you're gonna have a right hand position. And the loop will go up to infinity until you want to stop. The stop point can be either here or here, depends on you. But that's the graph for any given square that you make. Okay, let's now move to the circle. So I have here a circle lanyard. As you can see, a lanyard consists only of circle stitches. So if you start with your right hand position and you make a circle, you'll get a right hand. And if you make another circle, you get another right hand, and it will get the same thing again and again to infinity, you can say. So you can basically write it like that. So you start with your right hand, you make a circle, go back, and you have a right hand. And then you can make another circle, right hand, an infinite loop here. And so it goes to a left hand position. So if you start with your left hand, you make a circle, you have it again, left hand, circle, left hand, and goes to infinity, you can say. So you can basically write it with 2 notations. You start with a left hand position, you make a circle, you get again to a left hand, circle, left hand, and again an infinite loop. For the third lanyard I'm showing you is a lanyard it's pretty common, and what it does is you make an even amount of squares, and then you make a circle, and then another even amount of squares, circle, even amount of squares, and etc. So in my example I made 6 squares, 1 circle, 6 squares, 1 circle, 6 squares, and circle, and etc. So how to describe that thing? So as you can see, for example, we start from here and we start with the right hand position. So basically you can go either here or here. So let's, for example, we start from here, we continue from here. So we make a square, having this left hand, and making another square and coming back here. So meanwhile we have 2 squares. And then let's do it again. So for example, we come here again, square, square, and we have 4 squares, square, 5 squares, square, 6 squares, and again here we have 6 squares. So you can basically see that every time we come here, we have an even amount of squares. And then when we go here, we'll make a circle. So let's, for example, again, we make 6 squares. We come here, and let's say you come here, we make a circle, and then, as we said earlier, if you go circle here, we're going to come back here, and we have another right hand. So overall, we make 6 squares and a circle, and that will be continuing until you want to finish. So yeah, that's the third. It takes a while to understand, but eventually I hope you understand that. And let's go to the fourth. And last but not least, the fourth. So let's show you what's going on here. Basically, these two are the same idea. So let's start with this guy. So basically what we have here is we have circle stitches, blah blah blah, and then coming up to here where you make 1 square, and then you can see that it's going to turn after making more circle stitches. It will turn direction. So for example, from left to right, you can see it will go from right to left. That's the idea here. So basically what you do is you make some circles, then you make 1 square, and then make some more circles. This is for this idea. The same idea is with this. So as you can see, it's a little bit hard to tell, but I've done here 8 circle stitches, then make 1 square, then make another 8 circle stitches, and then make another 1 square, circle stitches, and so on. A square here, and then another circle stitches, and so on. So how to draw it on a paper. So for example, you can start with this, a right hand position, and it's, for example, we start coming from here and getting back to here. So we always going to have circle stitches, and then let's say we had enough, so we come here and make 1 square, and we have here a left hand position, as you can see. And then you can see that if you make now some more circle stitches, it will be the opposite rotation, because instead of a right hand circle stitch, you have now a left hand circle stitch. So you come here, and then when you had enough, you make 1 square, and you come back to your right hand position, and that will go on and on whenever you want. When you finish, for example, you can finish over here or you can finish over here, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, that's the kind of idea. Again, it's a little bit might be a little bit complicated for beginners, but if you can think a little bit and get it through your mind, I'm certainly that you can manage. So again, if you have any questions for these kind of stuff, you can leave a comment. I'll try to reply as soon as possible. And let's now move to the question. The question is, what is A and B? Giving the 2 possible answers is break and twist. So if you know the answer, you can reply in the comments. So until next time.